I'm making this video here to talk about some of the experiences that I had at Dr. Joe Dispenza's week-long advanced retreat in Nashville, Tennessee. So going into this event, this was either my fifth or sixth event that I've been to. And yeah, you could call me crazy for going to that many, but whatever. There's worse things I could probably be doing, but I love the events. I really connect with them. I learn a lot by going to them, and I meet a lot of great people too there. So I highly recommend everybody go. If you haven't gone before, I suggest you do. Now, I'm not going to be talking about like the day-to-day activities and what Dr. Joe does at his event. That's for him to do, and that's for his story to tell. I just recommend everybody go. I'll be sharing more about what my experiences were there and what I got out of the retreat. So the event was held at the Gaylord Opry Resort in Nashville, Tennessee, or it could have been called the Opryland Resort. I'm not really sure which one it was, but like I said, it was in Nashville, Tennessee. It was a great space to have it. The convention hall was great. The food was good. Now, people told me the rooms were good. I didn't stay there. I stayed off-site at Airbnb and just kind of drove in every day. But people did tell me that the rooms were nice. So it was a great place to hold the event. Now, when I was there, as in every other event that I've been to, you meet a lot of great people. And it's very easy to meet people there. It's one of the easiest places I've ever been able to just stand next to someone and just start talking to them. And you almost feel like you already know them. I haven't really had that experience anywhere else in life. It's a unique kind of thing where everybody's on the same page. You're like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? I'm right. Everybody's kind of vibing together. So that was unique. But I ran into a lot of people that have been watching my YouTube channel and have seen a bunch of my videos. And so I took a lot of pictures with them, and I took some pictures of the events. And so I'm going to put those pictures as a little slideshow at the end of this video, and you can check those out if you want to. But I can't name everybody that I met, but I got a bunch of pictures there, and I could share that with you. I want to share with you a couple of my experiences that I had at the retreat, but I want to preference this with you don't have to have experiences at this retreat in order for it to work. If you come to this event, I would just show up with no expectations, just kind of show up like, let the event happen for you and don't try to control the event to happen in a way that you think it's supposed to happen. Because at the end of the day, meditation can be an experience. That's what they call them, mystical experiences that you can't really relate to anything else. So if you've never had that before, just go in and just be open to whatever happens and don't try to force anything. Just don't really care so much. Now, during one of these meditations, it was towards the end of it. We'd been meditating for about an hour and a half. I totally was, I was in deep. I'd probably, I felt like I'd gone deeper than I ever had before. It was just like this little light in the back of my head on, and that's all that I could really kind of sense. It was a unique experience for me, as most meditations are. Every time I meditate, there's not one meditation that's the same for me. So every time I meditate, it's kind of exciting. You don't know what you're going to get. But during this meditation, I did have an experience within it that I was crawling on the ground kind of like a snake. Now, this may sound crazy to some people, but these meditations, they can get crazy and they can get wild and they can be hard to explain sometimes. But in this meditation, I was kind of just crawling around on the ground as a snake, and I can't tell you why. I don't know, but that's what was happening. And I was kind of going, man, what am I doing here? I'm drifting off a little off the reservation here, And so I was a snake, and then all of a sudden I saw like this little couple of lions show up out of nowhere, and all of a sudden I got fearful, just like that. I was like, oh man, that's not good. And because I got fearful, I actually turned back into my human self. Now I know this is crazy, but just follow me. This is just kind of like a dream-like type of event. So I think most people can relate to that. Dreams can get pretty wild. Well, sometimes meditations can get wild too. So I had kind of turned back into myself, and I was scared. I was going, oh man, why, these lions were there, and they saw me, and they started growling, and I was fearful. I was scared. I was going, oh my God, this is not good at all. This is not how I'm wanting to go down like this. I turned around and took off running, and this lion just started chasing me, growling, just snarling, had drool coming out of his mouth, everything you would imagine in a lion that, you wouldn't want to face. So he started chasing me around in the woods because that's what was happening. And I was hiding from him, and he's catching up to me, and I take off running. It was just like in a big scene in a movie. It's you couldn't quite seem to get away. So I ended up running up to this ledge, and this ledge of where like this cliff. And so I got up there, and I was kind of cornered. There were 2 or 3 lions behind me, and they were all snarling at me. They knew they had me then, and so they were starting to close in. And so I was at this cliff that I could jump, and I would basically commit suicide, or I could let these lions take me out. But I decided to just stand there. And instead of having all that fear, I said, I'm not going to let these lions dictate the last 15 seconds of my life here. I'm going to just enjoy this last 15 seconds I have, and maybe I'll jump once they get up to me, or maybe I'll just let them eat me. I don't know, but I'm not going to let my last 15 minutes of my life be fearful and scared and worried. I'm just going to just relax and be calm. And so just like that, all that fear went out of me, all that anxiety of them chasing me and all that just left my body. And then all of a sudden, those lions just kind of looked at me, and they started to slow up, and they started to slow down, and they looked at me, and slowly these lions turned into these aggressive, they were about to kill me lions, into almost just like a little house cat. Now, they didn't turn into a house cat, but that's kind of how their mannerisms were. They were just these friendly little cats. And I had realized in this meditation that life can kind of be like that. If you walk around scared, and you walk around worried and fearful and anxious, well, people are going to chase you down, and they're going to run over you, and they're going to push you out, and they're going to growl at you, and it's going to not be that fun. But if you can let go of all that and just replace that with just happiness and joy and love, then those lions or those people out there in the world, they're going to start to show you love too. And it really does come back to, it starts with you kind of thing. Now, that may not sound that profound. That seems like a basic principle or something. I think some people would say like, yeah, sure, I've heard that a million times kind of thing. So another thing that I got out of this meditation, and this same little event here, was by the end of the meditation, I'd realized that this wasn't some kind of profound thing. This is something people have talked about, like, you don't want to go around, you only attract what you like and all that. This is something that I've been hearing about for a long time, but this meditation helped me experience this event. And now I could put the two together. It's kind of like, you go to ride a bike. Someone could tell you how to ride a bike, and you could understand that. Most people could understand that. You could read a book on how to ride a bike. Most people could understand that. But until you actually hop on the bike, and then you have to balance yourself, and you put your feet on the pedals and start pedaling, none of that's complicated. But until you actually hop on the bike and do that and actually feel it, you don't get to learn how to do it. And once you do that on the bike, now you can ride a bike forever. And so I feel like that's what meditation does. It can take this intellectual side of you, of things that you understand intellectually, but the meditation actually helps you feel what that's like. And when you put those two together, then you actually can use that as a weapon, or use that to your advantage, or use that as, you implement that in your life, and you can really use it to its fullest potential. So that's another thing that I learned that meditation does. It helps you feel an experience that you can't get from just reading a book. So those were a few of the experiences that I had while being at this retreat. There were several others too, and not every day, every minute is these profound mystical experiences. Like I've said before, with 2,000 people there, it's like adding jet fuel to your meditations. There's work getting done that you can't see with your eyes or with an experience. But once you leave there, there's been a lot of changes inside of you. So it's a great event. I highly recommend it. You should just go, figure it out, get a ticket, and just go. That's all I can really tell you about that. Thank you guys for tuning in. And also on Mondays, I do a YouTube live stream where I talk about meditation. And also at the end of it, we do a meditation. So come and join us 7:30 Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. That's when it is. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel right now, would be a good time to do it. And hopefully we'll see you on a Monday over there. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments below, or you could show up on Monday and ask questions there as well too. So it's kind of an open floor, but it's a good community of people. And we always have these good, powerful meditations because we've got a great crowd that shows up. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.